Now let's take a look at action plans. I'm going to go over to the Action Plans tab, click on it. An action plan is a recurring set of tasks or activities. So for example, when you set up a new listing or a contract to close, you're doing the same activities over and over again, and you can set up an action plan that will be a list of the action items or the to-dos that need to occur every single time that you do that activity. Let me give you an example. Here under action plans we have contract to close for the buyer, contract to close for seller. So under contract to close for seller, you can see that there are 17 tasks that we do. Let's view that. And these are the days when those tasks occur. They're called delay days. So on day 1, we obtain the signed seller's disclosure, we have the contract receipted at title company, and we contact all parties, and etc. And it goes on down. It's a 25-day action plan. Now, in an action plan, you can assign tasks to any team member. Let's look at adding an action plan. I would highly recommend that you review the user guide for a better explanation and understanding of action plans. First, I'm going to set the category. This is going to be a seller plan. You can add and edit categories here. That's very simple to do. So this is going to be a cash closing plan. And we all know that cash closings close a lot faster, so this plan may need to happen over a 5-day period or a 10-day period. So I hit save, and then I begin adding tasks to the plan. By the way, you do have a pull down list here, and you can edit the different tasks that are associated with the action plan, so that if you are keying in a task over and over again, that would just become a pull down task for the future. So you can set the priority, the start and end time if you need that. Do you want to have an email reminder to remind you to do that task? I'm going to schedule this one after 0 days. I'm going to assign it to Hollis. It's going to be a to-do. Now, move to Monday. If the task falls on a weekend, do you move it to Monday? You can automatically mark a task as completed after so many days. Got to be careful with that one, of course. So in this one, I want to review the offer. And then if there are any other notes that you need to make, you can put those here. So that is the task that will be done on day 0, and so on. So this is how you add tasks to an action plan and how you add an action plan. Now let's see it in action, if you will. Let's go over to David Smith again. Now I want to go ahead and add an action plan to David Smith's contact record. So all I have to do is see this little toggle button. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to click Assign an Action Plan. The system asks me, which plan would you like to assign? And I'm going to do my closing plan, contract to close for the seller. Now you can have any number of different plans in here. You can also assign this to a transaction if you need to. Now, by the way, since we're talking about transactions, there are certain things that we would recommend you do on the transaction side versus on the contact record side. Because under the contact details, what you've got to look at is this is a client that you may do multiple transactions with over the coming years. So you can keep each transaction separate by assigning, for example, action plans to a transaction versus assigning them to a contact record. But for the case of what we're doing here, and for the case of training, let's go ahead and assign this closing plan to David Smith. All I've got to do is pull down the plan. What is the start date? When does this plan begin? I can select that this is not added to the calendar. If you don't want your calendar too cluttered up, that's completely up to you. Then I'm going to hit assign, and what the system's going to do is it's going to automatically spread these tasks. See the tasks here? Shows me that the action plan running is this one, but these are the tasks associated with that. So it's going to spread those tasks out, and it's going to tell every single team member what tasks they have that they need to be doing. Now, just one more thing I want to show you. For example, if I go over to the home page, I can now see these tasks spread out into the upcoming 10 tasks. If you want to see all tasks, you can go under Calendar, click All Tasks, and you can see all of the tasks and who those tasks are assigned to. That's the All Tasks tab. More information about that, of course, is in the calendar portion of our training. So that is action plans. I would highly recommend that you download the user guide, read it, find out more information about how you can implement action plans into your business to make you more efficient, work in this real estate business in less time with more money in your pocket.